Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be reading part 5 or is it part 6? Wait, let me check. Oh yes, part 6 of Charlie Small Gorilla City. Okay, so let's start reading. The Roof of the Jungle. Waking up early the next morning, I lay sleepily watching a strange and beautiful humming moth. It was hovering by the large purple flowers that grew on the vines hanging from the trees all around me. It was drinking the nectar through a tongue that was as long as a shoelace. The moth flitted from one flower to the next as I folded away my pajamas, struggled into my clothes, and shrugged my rucksack onto my back. It was such a beautiful sight that I began to wonder why I'd been so nervous of the jungle the night before. Then a huge and hairy hand reached down out of the mass of leaves above me, and I was hoisted up through the air. I found myself staring into the dark and angry eyes that I had seen in the jungle on my first day. They belonged to a colossal silverback gorilla. With a grunt, he gripped me between his feet and, using his powerful arms, swung off through the trees. "Help!" I cried, staring down at the jungle floor passing in a wild blur far below. "Stop!" I beat on his ankles and tugged at his coarse black hair. But I don't think the gorilla felt a thing. Surely I wasn't going to be his breakfast. After escaping the crocodile, the hyenas, and the serpent, it all seemed rather unfair. What was it with this place that everything tried to eat you? But as I was soon to find out, breakfast was not what the gorilla had in mind at all. For hour after hour we swung through the trees, the gorilla never tiring, his pace never slowing. I started to feel terribly travel sick, the constant stomach-churning swinging and the blur of leaves flashing past my face. Then the silverback started to climb up through the branches, higher and higher. Vague images whizzed past my eyes. Glowing faces, grimacing, canine-toothed mouths. Until, when it seemed we could go no higher, the silverback came to a halt. We had arrived at our destination, an incredible gorilla city in the sky. All around us stretched an immense and complicated network of platforms. They were built into the very tops of the jungle trees and then down through the foliage for half a dozen levels, all connected by walkways and bridges and vines. Although my vision was a bit blurred from the bumpy ride, I could see that each platform was made of planks of wood and bark, all bound together with creepers. The planks were rough and looked as if they had been torn from the side of a tree by brute force. Some of the platforms had fences around their edges. Others were covered by rickety shelters with walls made from woven fronds. A whole colony of gorillas were moving between platforms, lazing on branches or busy grooming a friend. They swung through the trees on hanging creepers, some nursing babies in their arms, others stopping atop a platform for a chat with another gorilla, or to pick up some fruit and continue on their way as if they were strolling through a shopping mall. Everywhere gorillas were going about their daily business, but as soon as they saw us, they started to whoop and scream and chatter. The big silverback climbed to the very highest platform and dropped me in a heap. I lay in a daze as the big ape thumped his mighty chest like a big bass drum and called the gorillas to order. The tribe gathered around as he spoke to them with a series of grimaces and grunts. I couldn't understand what was going on, but the silverback seemed very pleased that he had captured me. He poked me in the tummy, sat me down, stood me up, and pushed me with his thick, leathery forefinger, making me take a few wobbly steps. Feeling very woozy, I couldn't offer any resistance. The gorillas chattered in delight, but when one of the others tried to pick me up, the silverback roared a warning, his lips folded back to reveal a row of impressive teeth. The other gorillas backed away and watched from a distance as the silverback played with me like a rag doll, and I suddenly realized that this was exactly how he thought of me, as some sort of doll. I was the gorilla equivalent of a cuddly toy. How embarrassing. I looked around to see if there was any chance of escape, but it was impossible. We were high in the canopy of the jungle, and the gorillas were so skilled at moving through the trees that they would be on me before I could climb a fraction of the way on the ground. I decided I would have to bide my time and wait to see what happened next. The gorilla's pet. Things just go from bad to worse. Now I'm locked in a cage. Silverback has made it from twigs as strong and flexible as whips. It hangs above his platform, and I'm placed here every night, or when he goes off on one of his hunting trips. I don't mind too much about that part though. I'm so grateful to have a break from him that I haven't even bothered to try and escape yet. Instead, if I'm not been keeping the horrible silverback amused, I've just snoozed the days away in this cage. But now I think it's time to bring my journal up to date. Promise me one thing. If you ever have a pet puppy or budgie, please don't make it do tricks. Don't make it beg or roll over, and don't teach it to talk. Just let it behave like a little dog or bird. I know how humiliating it is to be made to do silly tricks day after day. The silverback pokes and prods me, making me walk one way, then the other, back and forth, until I scream with boredom. And this delights him even more. He loves to hear me shout at him. "Leave me alone, you big hairy lummox," I yell. But of course he doesn't understand a word. He just grins his foolish grin, pokes me in the back and starts me walking again. I've lost all track of time. I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, or if I've been in this jungle for 2 days or 2 weeks. All I can tell is if it's day or night. At the moment, it's nighttime, and the gorilla city is lit by hundreds of beautiful lanterns. I have no idea where they come from. Surely they can't have electricity here, but I'm too tired to think about it. I'm going to get some sleep after a really exhausting day of marching up and down with the enormous gorilla. I'll write some more tomorrow. Today it was sunny. The next day, not much happened today. Marched up and down, sat in my cage and watched Silverback snooze, knowing that as soon as he woke up, he would have me performing tricks for him again. Today it was sunny. The day after that, At sunrise today, Silverback went off on a hunting trip, leaving me in my cage. Out of sheer boredom, I tried to saw through the twig bars with my penknife, but they are as tough as leather, and the blade just isn't big enough. The crocodile's tooth is no good either. The end is sharp enough to poke into the bars, but even when I wiggle it back and forth as hard as I can, the bars just won't splinter. I must try and get a new knife from somewhere. Today was sunny. Another sunny day was made to march up and down for a few hours this morning. Then Silverback went out again. Some of the other gorillas have been coming up to my cage, bringing me tidbits and trying to talk to me. Of course, I can't understand a word. I think Silverback is on his way back because they've all just scattered. I'd better hide my diary again. Many sunny days later. Every time Silverback goes out, the other gorillas come and visit me. By repeating their grunts over and over again, they have managed to teach me a few of their words, and I can now ask for a piece of sugar cane or a juicy slice of pawpaw as often as I wish. The pack gorillas are much friendlier than Silverback. He's nothing but a big bully who terrorizes the others to keep his position as leader. I've started to realize that they have just about had enough of him. I wonder if they would ever back me in a showdown with the great Silverback dictator. My daily routine has become so uneventful that I won't bother to add any more to my journal until something exciting happens. I found this ugly-looking bug crawling over my notebook. It is highly dangerous. One sting from its tail can make you spontaneously combust. I slammed the book shut on it. Sorry about the mess. Something exciting has happened. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for part 7. And I really want to reach that 1,000 subscribers. So if you could even consider subscribing, that would mean a lot to me. So, bye guys.